Now, one man has been killed in an explosion at a welding shop south of Edmonton. His name, as far as we know, has not been released by the police. Sophia Yurkstovich is following the story for us. Sophia, what else do we know at this point?
Well, Natasha, as you mentioned, at least one person has died from this explosion from a welding shop. Another was taken to hospital for serious injuries. According to the local fire chief, a couple of other people were treated on site for minor injuries. So this explosion happened earlier this morning, and the RCMP, this is the scene outside right now, is investigating. Paramedics and investigators with the Occupational Health and Safety are also on scene. According to the RCMP, when they arrived, they discovered a small fire, including some acetylene tanks on fire. The fire crews on site are currently letting the tanks vent out. According to the local fire chief, that is the best way to handle this situation. Now, the building has fully been evacuated. The explosion occurred inside the Jacko welding shop. This is located in Nisku, which is a hamlet and an industrial park about 25 kilometers south of downtown Edmonton. You have a map right here just to locate it for you. Now, police are saying there is no concern to public safety, but of course, Natasha, they are asking people to stay away from the area as they want to continue this investigation.
Now, Sophia, we've been talking about this explosion. At this stage, do we have a sense of how big it was, how dangerous it was?
Yes, we do. In terms of where it could be heard from, we know, according to the local fire chief, that there has been structural damage to that building, to that Jacko welding shop, so it's not necessarily safe for his crew to go inside. The fire chief is calling this an industrial accident, and here's a little bit about what he had to say about that explosion.
It was about 8:15 this morning. We heard a loud whoomp at the station, and I think I've heard that whoomp was felt at least as far away as Beaumont, so it was a pretty good explosion. Shortly after that, we were dispatched to this building behind us where there was an explosion. Our crews did a good job of making sure everybody was evacuated and out of the building right away.
So if indeed that explosion was heard in Beaumont, that is about 11 kilometers away from the Jacko welding shop. So as you can imagine, it must have been very loud if it reached all the way there. Now, once again, the fire chief, he expects his team and his crew to be there the rest of the day. They are letting those tanks vent out. After they vent out, that's when they can go and finally extinguish the fires. After they do that, the scene is being turned over to Occupational Health and Safety and RCMP. Natasha.
Okay, thank you, Sophia.
You're welcome.